In 1993, our honoree married First Lady Louise Araneta Marcos, and they are blessed with three children: Ferdinand Alexander, Sandro, Joe.
Next, we have the Coast Guard Station of the Year Class Alpha. It is awarded to Coast Guard Station Batangas, which shall be received by Captain Airland Lapitan PCG.
The next is for Coast Guard Station of the Year Class Bravo. It is awarded to Coast Guard Station Malacanang, which shall be received by Lieutenant Commander Michael John Encina, PCG.
For Coast Guard Station of the Year Class Charlie, it is awarded to Coast Guard Station Cavite, which shall be received by Captain Charity Copiaco, PCG.
The Coast Guard Non-Officer of the Year is hereby awarded to Petty Officer First Class Toto Jailani, PCG.
The Coast Guard Non-Uniformed Personnel of the Year is awarded to Dr. Marian G. Arias, PCG.
The 97-meter Vessel of the Year is hereby awarded to BRP Teresa Magbanwa, MRRV 9701, which shall be received by Lieutenant Junior Grade Ian Julius Buyat, PCG.
The 15-meter Vessel of the Year award is hereby given to BRP Francisco Dagohoy, MMOV 5002, which shall be received by Lieutenant Ramon Padillo IV, PCG.
The 44-meter Vessel of the Year is hereby awarded to BRP Cabra, MRRV 4409, which shall be received by Commander Emmanuel Dangate, PCG.
The 30-meter Vessel of the Year award is given to BRP DA BFAR MCS 3004, which shall be received by Commander Felix Angelo Ange, PCG.
The 24-meter Vessel of the Year is awarded to BRP Boracay FPB 2401, which shall be received by Lieutenant Junior Grade RJ Sampang, PCG.
Coast Guard Lighthouse Keeper of the Year is awarded to Lighthouse Keeper 1 Jeffrey Dasas.
The PCG Aircraft of the Year is awarded to PCGBN Islander 251, which shall be received by Captain John Esplana, PCG.
And for the last award, the Best Auxiliary District is awarded to Coast Guard Auxiliary District Southern Tagalog, which shall be received by Auxiliary Rear Admiral Mark Leandro L. Mendoza, PCGA.
Thank you, Mr. President, and once again, congratulations to all of the awardees. Let's give them another big round of applause.
At this juncture, may we call on Transportation Secretary Jaime Bautista to introduce our guest of honor and keynote speaker.
ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Republic of the Philippines, His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.
Thank you very much to our Transportation Secretary, Secretary Jimmy Bautista. Please be seated. The Commandant of the Philippine Coast Guard, Admiral Ronnie L. Gavan, and officials of the Philippine Coast Guard, distinguished members, the excellencies of the Diplomatic Corps, Ilocos Norte, 1st District Representative Ferdinand Alexander Marcos, and members of the House of Representatives here present, the AFP Chief of Staff, General Romeo Browner, and the other major service commanders, Chief of the Philippine National Police, General Romel Francisco Marbil, and your newest recruit to the service, the First Lady Louise Araneta Marcos, for whom I am of whom I have become very jealous because in my entire time in the military, hindi pa ako nakapaglagay ng estrella sa shoulder board ko. Kanya tatlo kaagad. Fellow workers in government, ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant day to all of you. Congratulations to the Philippine Coast Guard on your 123rd founding anniversary. With the theme, PCG at 123, Matatag, Handa at Maaasahan Tungo sa Mapayapa at Mapanatag na Bagong Pilipinas, we are here to mark more than just a foundation day. We are also here to honor your legacy for over a century and to recognize the good work that you have done in the past few years in the changing climate, especially in the West Philippine Sea. The story of the Philippine Coast Guard, or PCG, mirrors the tale of our nation. A country defined by its relationship with the sea. Our maritime borders have borne witness to foreign vessels sailing in, some carrying the promise of trade, others cloaked in conquest. In fact, one of the earliest institutions established by the Americans upon their arrival was a coastal defense force to safeguard our shores from outside threats and to keep an eye on our seas for smugglers and for contraband. What began as a modest force of steamers patrolling the coastlines has now evolved into a dynamic organization that guards our borders, implements marine laws, and serves as the first responders in times of calamity. The transition to a civilian agency in 1998 marked a significant change in how we approach maritime security and environmental protection. With the shift from a solely military function to a civilian Coast Guard, you have been positioned to engage in broader collaboration with other nations, opening doors to cutting-edge technologies and critical resources that now strengthen your ability to serve with greater competency. Indeed, your emergence as a key player in our nation's maritime security reflects your commitment to service and exemplifies how to advance while remaining true to your core mission. You protect our maritime borders, standing resolute in the face of those who would exploit our resources or threaten our way of life, rescuing our fishermen on the sea when typhoons strike, and ensuring that our seas are not pillaged by illegal poachers. You are the steady hand that keeps us upright. While some see waters as merely a boundary or a resource, you enlighten our people on its true significance. Our seas connect us, sustain us, and are integral to our identity as Filipinos. Every rescue mission and every enforcement of laws against illegal fishing or environmental degradation sends a powerful message, a message that we can count on you whenever it matters most. As we look ahead, we must recognize that the challenges you face are growing more complex. Climate change, Rising sea levels and geopolitical tensions mean that the stakes have never been higher. Patrolling a coastline that spans over 37 million kilometers and watching over an exclusive economic zone is no small feat. But to do this, with the added weight of isolation, the dangers of an unpredictable sea, and the constant pressure of protecting our resources, then it becomes more than just a job. It is a responsibility that speaks to the core of what it means to serve this country. You are the vigilant stewards of peace and order upon our seas, ensuring that the rule of law prevails across our waters. In the face of tension, it is your calm resolve that prevents disputes from turning into conflicts, demonstrating to the world that embracing dialogue and cooperation is the true essence of strength. This is manifested as well by our awardees, to whom I express my gratitude and my deepest congratulations. Words and awards are always never quite enough to express our appreciation for your unwavering commitment and tireless service. This administration reaffirms its support to efforts that will improve your fleet and our air assets as well, to maritime domain awareness, weapons capability, and necessary infrastructure development. This will boost your capacity to respond to any operations. Be assured, you're never alone in carrying the weight of this mission. Therefore, I enjoin you to work with other concerned agencies in fulfilling your mandate of ensuring the safety of life and property at sea, protecting our environment, and enforcing maritime laws. Before I end, allow me to recognize our First Lady, Lisa Araneta Marcos, who recently joined the Philippine Coast Guard Auxiliary. This is not surprising because of her commitment to preserving our marine environment. May each of us also find it within us to be a member of the Philippine Coast Guard Auxiliary. And I see some of the prominent members who have also joined the First Lady in becoming part of the Coast Guard Auxiliary. Well done. And so as we mark this 123rd anniversary, let us not simply celebrate the past. We must commit to the future, a Bagong Pilipinas, where the Coast Guard continues to symbolize courage, resilience, steadfast dedication to our people. Maraming salamat. Mabuhay ang Philippine Coast Guard. Mabuhay ang Bagong Pilipinas. Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat.
Thank you, Mr. President. May we request the President to kindly remain on stage for the giving of the simple token of appreciation to be presented by the Commandant of the Philippine Coast Guard, Admiral Ronnie Hill L. Gavan, PCG. Once again, thank you, Mr. President. Let's give him a big round of applause. Once again, thank you very much, Mr. President.
At this point, may we request the President and the First Lady to kindly grant us a photo opportunity. Requesting also Secretary Jaime Bautista and Admiral Ronnie Hill L. Gavan, PCG, to join the photo opportunity on stage. May we request the rest of the audience to please take your seats.
First, may we call on stage the PCG flag rank officers. The PCG awardees are here to please stand by. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we are witnessing the photo opportunity with the PCG flag rank officers to be followed by the PCG awardees. Thank you. Please exit to your right.
PCG awardees, you may now proceed on stage.
Thank you. Please exit to your right.
Thank you, Mr. President and First Lady, for granting us a photo opportunity.
At this juncture, we would like to invite everyone to sing the PCG hymn. May request everyone to please rise. And that concludes our program. Thank you, Mr. President and the First Lady, for gracing the 123rd Philippine Coast Guard anniversary. Once again, thank you, Mr. President, and thank you to the First Lady, Louise Araneta Marcos, ma'am.